ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कविनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पतः न शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदान्त विद्यास्थानेभ्यः च सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुते स्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। We'll see sixth Brahman, page 613. This is called Vansh Brahman. Let us see if we can read. Some tongue twisters are there. If we fumble here and there, so we'll see what to do. Atha Vangshaha Pautimashyaha Gaupavana Gaupavanaha Pautimashya Pautimashyaha Gaupavana Gaupavanaha Kaushika Kaushikaha Kaundinya Kaundinyaha Shandilyat Shandilyaha Kaushikacha Gautamacha Gautamaha Agniveshya Agniveshyaha Shandilya Anabhimlata 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 Gautama Gautamaha Saitava Prachina Yogyabhyam Saitava Prachina Yogya Parasharya Parasharya भारद्वाजा भारद्वाजः भारद्वाजाच्च गौ गौतमाच्च गौतमो भारद्वाजा भारद्वाजः पाराशर्या पाराशर्यः बैजवापायनात् बैजवापायनः कौशिकायनेः कौशिकायनिः घृतकौशिका घृतकौशिकः पाराशर्यायणात् पाराशर्यायणः पाराशर्या पाराशर्य जातु कर्ण्यात् जातु कर्ण्य आसुरायणाच्च यास्काच्च आसुरायणस्त्रैवणेः त्रैवणिः औपजन्देरिरौपजन्द निसारे निरासुरे निरासुरेः आसुरिः भारद्वाजा भारद्वाजः आत्रेया आत्रेयो मान्टेः मान्टिः मान्टिः गौतमा मुश्किल हो रहा है हाँ? ना चले गौतमा गौतमः गौतमात् गौतमः वात्स्याद् वात्स्यः शाण्डिल्यात् शाण्डिल्यः कैशोर्यात् काप्यात् कैशोर्यकाप्यः कुमारहारितात् कुमारहारितः गालवात् गालवः विदर्भे कौण्डिन्या विदर्भेः कौण्डिन्य वत्सनपातः बाभ्रवान् वत्सनपात् बाभ्रवः पथः सौभरात् पन्थाः सौभरो यास्यात् अंगिरसादयास्य आंगिरसः आभूतेः त्वाष्ट्रात् आभूतिस्त्वाष्ट्रो विश्वरूपात् त्वाष्ट्रात् विश्वरूपः त्वाष्ट्रः अश्विभ्याम् अश्विनौ आथर्वण्या दद्याम् आथर्वणः आथर्वणो दैवात् अथर्वा दैवो मृत्योः प्राध्वंसनात् मृत्युः प्राध्वंसनः प्राध्वंसना प्रध्वंसन एकर्षेः एकर्षिः विप्रचित्तेः विप्रचित्तिः व्यष्टेः व्यष्टिः सनारोः सनारुः सनातनात् सनातनः सनगात् सनगः परमेष्ठिनः परमेष्ठी ब्रह्मणो ब्रह्म स्वयंभू ब्रह्मणे नमः स्वयंभू ब्रह्मणे नमः. So this new Brahman is the shortest Brahman of Brihadaranyaka and easiest. Why? You don't have to understand anything. And in three mantras, the Brahman is over. What is it all about? We will see it. Just I want to go back to the last mantra, 19th mantra of the Madhu Brahman. And in that Madhu Brahman, 19th mantra is almost the culmination and pinnacle of the Madhu Brahman. There is a point in a Brahman which reaches its ecstasy. Ecstasy, highest point, a crescendo it reaches. Like the Ajat Shatru Brahman, the ecstasy came in the 20th mantra. 20th mantra, where Satyasya Satyam was mentioned. Similarly, in second and third was the Murta Murt Brahman. Murta Murt Brahman ecstasy came in the sixth mantra where Neti Neti was mentioned. Similarly, in Yagyavalk Maitri Samvad, that was the fourth Brahman. The fourth Brahman, the ecstasy came in sixth mantra and the 14th mantra, where Kah Kam Pashet, Kah Kam Jigret. So, Ken Kah Ken Kam Jigret, Kah Ken Kam Jigret, ityadi ityadi. Who by what will see what? Where the tribe of knower known knowledge was negated in the self, and it was mentioned in the sixth mantra that idam sarvam yat ayam atma. The two mantras were going through a higher lot. So here also in this particular Brahman called Madhu Brahman, the ecstasy came when they talked about the Brahman, the crescendo, the highest point, the pinnacle, the peak, most important, crucial, whatever words. In what tell me, I am Atma Brahma, which is a very oft quoted mantra, Mahavakya, which is famous all over. This is there, I am Atma Brahma. You must have underlined that. This comes in 19th mantra. So you can see how the waves come. There's a wave there. So here, I am Atma Brahma. Just I'll touch. They say the last four mantras are Rig Ved mantras. which the Upanishad is quoting from 16 to 19. So here the definition of Brahman is given by saying apurvam, anaparam, anantaram, abhahyam. There are four words which are used. If you see the last but one line in 610, which is causeless, effectless, and anantaram, without any other thing, without anything else, and abhahyam, which is not having any external thing. So all are loaded words which we have seen. Apurvam, when it is causeless, when it is said causeless, causeless means what? It itself is ultimate cause. And when ultimate cause word is used, then it must be Purnam. We heard that. Purnamadaha. When it is said Anaparam, it means modificationless because it has no effect. So, and when it is said Anantaram without any second, that it means that alone is. There is nothing else. Huh? Anantaram means there is no Vastu Pariched. Vastu Pariched. There is no other object is there. So there is no other object. And Abhahyam. Abhahyam means that in which there is no inside outside. It is space limitation is not there. Akash Pariched is not there. So the word apurvam, apurvam negates limitation of time. The word anantaram negates limitation of object, and word abhahyam negates limitation of space. So three. So pariched samanyatvam, where desh kal pariched abhavatvam brahmatvam. The definition of Brahm is where there is no limitation of time, space, and object. So this has been mentioned here. These are the four words. You can just check and so there is no modification and there is no limitation. So apurvam, anaparam. This is very favorite words of Shankaracharya Bhagwan. He quotes it. Aparam, anantaram, abhahyam. This is the Brahman. Who is that Brahman? I am Atma. I am his Anguli Nirdeshena, this Atma. And who is this Atma? Sarvanubhuhu. See the word here. Sarvanubhuhu. Sarvanubhuhu means which is the experiencer or witness of all. When it is said witness of all, it is not the witness like the court witness is there. It is not witness. When it said witness, in its presence, everything, in its light, all experiences are coming and going. But that light is not going. What you say, tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. So in its light only everything, sarvanubhuhu. Sarva means everything of this world. Everything of this world. Supposing I say, have you gone to America? Have you gone to California? California? No, I have not gone. You have not gone? No. Sure? Sure. Are you sure you have not gone? I am telling I have not gone. If you have the experience of not going or you don't have experience of not going or going, only when I have not gone, how can I have experience of going? No, you have experience of not going there. Yes, I have experience of not going there. If you have experience of not going there, there should be someone to experience this experience of not going. If you don't have, because the experience of abhav is not possible unless something is there. If you were not there, how you do have experience of not going there? Therefore, you are there and therefore you experience of not going there, and therefore you are already there. बोले आप पागल हैं, हम नहीं गए हैं. Either you are mad or I am mad or both are mad. I don't know you are catching or not this point. The same example as deep sleep. In the deep sleep, you say, I did not experience anything. When you have experience of not experiencing, how can you have experience of not experiencing unless you were there? So when you are saying, I have not gone to America, and you have experience of not going, so how can you don't have experience unless there is experiencer? So you being absent there, how can you have the experience of you being absent unless you are there? Because absence has to be seen by somebody. So there is nothing you know where you have not gone. Only this you have gone to all planets also. With this logic, that means I have gone to Vaikuntha also, Kailash also, Brahmalok also. ऐसे तो हम सभी जगह हो आए फिर. एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली यही तो हम भी कहना चाह रहे हैं. I did not understand what you are saying. Witness, there is absence of experience of going to America, supposing. So this absence of experience is not possible unless there is a experiencer of absence of experience. So if there is a witness, then only you experience that. Then only you experience that, my dear. Well, but experience it that I've not gone. This experiencer which is saying not going, so it cannot say unless it was already there. Supposing I say, right now you are in Mars or not, let us go to Mars. Why to go to America? Let us go to झूठी जाना तो कहीं भी चलो. Why to go to America? America is nothing. Let us go to Mars or Mercury. Let us go to Mars. Well, you are in Mars or not? No, I'm not in Mars. You're not in Mars. No, well, I'm not in Mars. Acha, tell me, you are not in Mars. This you are telling by being there or by not being there? Huh? Not being there. If you are not there, how can you say, I did not go? Right now, you are not in Mars. You are not in Mars. How can you say unless you are there? How can you say you are not in Mars unless you are there to say that absence of this there? Unless you are present, how can you record the absence? Means what you want to say. I want to say, right now, I'm not in Mars. This is seen by someone who is in Mars, and that is me. So I'm in Mars also. I don't know you are catching or not. If you're not catching, leave it. Like, tell me, who told all this thing to you? कॉमन सेंस है ये तो. बैठे बैठे यही सोचते रहते हैं ऐसे. ये आंसर आता है. Such questions may come. आप एक स्टेटमेंट दे रहे हैं कि हम इस समय मार्स में नहीं है. इतने दावे के साथ आप बोल रहे हैं कि हम नहीं है. अरे आप अगर नहीं है वहां पे, Supposing I go in, I say I'm not in that hall. You can say not in that hall unless you are there. How can you say you are not there? Absence cannot be recorded by absence who is there only. So light of consciousness is there. Your body is not there. Your mind may not be there, but consciousness is there. Well, I'll think over it. अच्छा, when will you think after this? कहाँ आप सोचोगे कहाँ पे? Light of consciousness, another way to think. Sarvanubhuhu word. Quite strong word is there. Sarvanubhuhu word. Please get my point. This light is there. How do I see this any object? The light reflects from that object and enters into my eyes and makes a retina. Retina. So there is Netra Jyoti which mixes this light with this light. With this external light, Netra Jyoti mixes. And with that mixing, we have the object. Therefore, if I'm sleeping, then this Netra Jyoti is not there, therefore there is no perception. But the Netra Jyoti has to mix with that external light. Then only I will have perception. And that consciousness is there. Karna Jyoti, Netra Jyoti, Jiva Jyoti, all these are Jyotis. If I see the sun, that means my Netra Jyoti has gone to the sun. If I see the whole space, that means my light of consciousness has gone to the whole space. Therefore, I am perceiving the space. How can I not be there? When I say I not be there, our attention goes on the body actually. And therefore, the problem starts. I ask you a question. In any place, existence is there or not? Existence. If existence is there, then existence cannot be different than consciousness, and consciousness cannot be different than I, and therefore I am already there. बोले हाँ, these things are okay. No, these things are भाई तुम भी कह रहे हैं कि I am there. I am there. Don't take for the body I. I am consciousness I am talking of. सर्वानुभू. Somebody's name, बच्चे का नाम रख सकते सर्वानुभू. ब्रह्मचारी का नाम सर्वानुभू चैतन्य. बोले अजीब सा है. ओके. सर्वानुभू. सर्वानंद नाम is common. सर्वानंद. So सर्वानुभू. ओके ओके. अच्छा और चले ना. All experiences of crying, laughing, it is all happening in that light of consciousness. But we are very involved with the object of experience, and therefore we have no time to go back and see किसकी light में दिख रहा है. Like I told the example, I close my eyes and I think about my friend, enemy, pumpkin I think, or I think about Loki, or I think about flower, but we don't know in light of which all these we're seeing that is not changing. From morning till night, thousands of thoughts must have flown, but the light in which the thought was seen has not changed. That light is there and then. This is called meaning of I am Atma. And this is the one which is Brahman, which is limitless. It is not enclosed in the body. This point I wanted to touch upon. आप कोई छोटे मोटे हैं. आपको क्या लगता है you are in this shoe of body? Gurudev used to say that if you put on shoes and your shoes is 9 number and somebody puts you 8 number shoes, you feel so uncomfortable. And pain also is there. Infinite self you have put in the shoe of the body. How can you be comfortable? कहाँ वो कहाँ ये. कहाँ तो आप अनंत है, अपार हैं, अपूर्वम है, अनपरम है, और कहाँ आप अपने आप को बोल रहे हैं हमारा वेट कम हो रहा है, ज्यादा हो रहा है. कहाँ क्या. वेरी सब्लाइम एंड रेडिक्यूल. देखो आप Ayam Atma Brahma is a very big statement. It's a serious statement. When I say cause of the whole world, our attention goes billions of years back. That is the cause of the world. When nothing was there, you are the cause of the world. If you were not the cause of the world, then means inert will become the cause of the world. And morning class, 4 problems I had told. Why inert cannot be the cause of the world, if you remember. And therefore, कोई हीन भावना लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. You should not have any complexes that I don't have this. क्या नहीं है आपके पास? आप तो हो. आप तो हो. So I am Atma Brahma. You have underlined that point. And Sarvanubhuhu. And iti anushasanam. See the word here. Iti anushasanam. Iti anushasanam means what? Iti Vedanta Upadesha. This is the Upadesha of all Shruti. It is the declaration, final declaration. बोलते नहीं हमारी आखिरी बात ये है. बोले आप कहना क्या चाहते हैं? हाँ एक सेंटेंस बताइए. बोले एक सेंटेंस में सब यही यही हमें कहना था, इसीलिए पूरा हम नहीं कह सकते. होल थिंग इज दिस. Vedant means what is your last and final declaration? What is the point which you want to prove? Ultimately, say in short, this is my point. Bhashkar writes, Evam Sarvedanta Nam Upsamrato Artha Etad Amritam Abhayam. This was this was the last line in page 693. I hope you have imbibed it. I hope. तो कभी मत सोचना कि हम नहीं हैं अमेरिका में. I'm not in form in America, but I have his consciousness is America, Russia, Japan, everywhere I alone am. Rather, they are all in me only. Rather, they are all in me. If somebody asks, have you gone to Russia? You say, not gone. I am there right now. I am there right now. There's not a time I was not there. And there will not be a time when I'll not be there. ये थोड़ी ना कि आप कोई हीन छोटे मोटे हैं जो कहीं दूसरी कंट्री गए नहीं. You know French. What you know about French? French fries and French beard. Only 2 things I know. ये नहीं है. And anything Italy? Pasta only I know. Nothing else is there. हम कुछ कहीं गए तो नहीं. जस्ट इंडिया में ही पड़े हैं. और तो कहीं गए कहाँ नहीं हो तुम. गए नहीं की बात ही छोड़ो. In therefore one word comes Paryagat. Which Upanishad? Which Upanishad? Huh? ईशावास. सब Paryagat. 8 mantra. He has gone everywhere. And just now you heard in the last mantra, if you remember that, only how many things to remember. Now I'm remembering who's the name of the taxi person tomorrow. Remember this mantra. So his name is Chand Prasad. Up, it was written here, Na anena kinchan asamvritam. There is not a place where he has not gone. This was in translation I. Remember that? Kinchan asamvritam anantaram anupraveshitam. Everywhere he has gone. There is not a place he has not gone. I hope. So when this study is there, you will get a solution of your problems by these words. Don't try to solve any subjective problem by objective adjustment. You will be totally beating around the bush. Objective problems solve objectively. It's feeling hot, put on the fan. Feeling cold, put on sweater. Feeling hungry, take food. Others' food also take if required. Ask him to get water in the kitchen. As he goes for water, take him. If you are feeling like have headache, take some Panado medicines you take. But if you have sadness, take this. Then the teaching which is sitting at one remote corner of your mind, stir it up like that. जैसे चम्मच से लेते ना, ऐसे स्टर करने का भी तरीका नहीं है, ऐसे से हिला रहे हो, कोई सीमेंट है क्या? You just take that, take and do like this, ऐसे ऐसे हिलाओ. You should not hit too much the periphery. खट खट खट, बस उसी के अंदर ऐसे ऐसे हिलाओ. Meaning a ठन 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 ठन. Don't make a lot of noise. Like that, you just rotate like that. And don't use whole just two fingers enough like this. एक क्लास दिखता है ऐसे हिलाने में. Similarly, when this knowledge is understood somewhere, it is sitting like one corner of the mind. और आज हमको लग रहा है कि देखो, they are all so good, they have all best clothes they got, I didn't get, I came really simply to bring that. Who is the one who is saying like that? Is he real I or a false I? Will this I will be there after 1 hour? Only 1 hour. अच्छा, half an hour. ये तो लहर की तरह आया चला जाएगा. तो क्यों इसके साथ इतनी दोस्ती करो? ये तो झूठ है. When you know some husband, he will leave you after 1 year, why will you marry? Or some girl, she will leave you after 2 years or 5 years, why will you marry? ये तो हम छोड़ने वाले, तो क्यों उसके साथ मुंह लगा जाए? क्यों उसके साथ मुंह लगावल की जाए? That means mingling. Understood ना? उसी के साथ रो रहे हो, हंस रहे हो, दूर कर दो मेंटली and go सर्वानुभू. If somebody's praise, you say हमारे तो दूसरा रूप है. It is same consciousness is there. One upadhi is this mind, that upadhi is that mind. हमारा दूसरा नाम ये है. चलो भाई, हमारा ही प्रेस हो रहा है. Unless you are able to solve your subjective problem, it will not be attractive for you. You will become a scholar. You will be well known, well read, maybe by hearting something. You can give a talk. You can, be a good speaker. Maybe you write books. One person spends sleepless nights on writing a book, How to Sleep. It's like that. वैसे ही वाली बात हो गया. Like somebody organized seminar. Well, Swami ji, we had a seminar on secret of success. It was a big failure. Secret of seminar was a big failure. ये आप उसको अंतर में ले आओ. नोट्स पढ़ो अपना. डोंट जस्ट रीड फॉर राइटिंग, रीड टू रियलाइज. कुछ चीज हम भूल रहे हैं. आई एम मिसिंग टू अंडरस्टैंड समथिंग. Any sorrow indicates you are missing to understand something crucial. Crucial. Yes. About the God, about your own self. आप जल्दी में कहीं कंक्लूड कर लिए थोड़ा सा. You are in your habitual error. You are thinking like that. Take a solution. Let's go to the. ये हो गया, क्लियर हो गया. ठीक है. क्लियर हो गया. I am Atma Brahma. Just one line you underline that. Please see. This page 613. This goes from I am Atma is from last line of 612. There you can see one word, I am Atma. Last line. Kosau. Who is this? यह प्रत्यंगात्मा. देखो एक कहां से शुरू करते हैं. Who is your inner self? Pratyak means pratipam anchati. Iti pratyak. In Sanskrit, definition of pratyak is pratipam anchati. Who being at the behind, most behind, anchati sees all. Anch to go. Pratipam anchati. That is called pratyak. Like I, this hand is there. Behind this hand is my eyes. Behind the eyes is the mind. Behind the mind is samskar. Behind the sanskar is agyan. Behind that is the consciousness. That is called pratipam. सबसे पीछे जाके जो जा रहा है, which is seeing from the back most. That is called pratipam anchati. बालकनी में है एकदम. सो इसका प्रत्येक आत्मा वो कौन है? दृष्टा, श्रोता, मनता, बुद्धा. यहां तक तो बात ठीक है. ही इज अपियरिंग एज सीयर, हियरर, लिसनर. बट एकाएक सर्वानुभू. देखो, और हु इज दैट? सर्वात्मना सर्वम अनुभवती इति सर्वानुभू. ही सर्वानुभू बिकॉज ही अलोन इज. He is not experiencing objectively because he is the existence, he is the essence, therefore he is existing. Not body wise, he is everywhere, consciousness wise everywhere. Now, this chapter I will move ahead, although there is more to talk. Let us go to the sixth Brahman, which is the easiest Brahman of Brihadaranyaka. And in this Brahman, only Vansh Parampara is mentioned. All three mantras are for Vamsh Parampara. But why to waste time in all these things? Vansh Parampara. Why? Because to show 2 points. What are those 2 points? What is Vidya Stutyartham? Such great rishis have talked and thought about this knowledge. How greater will be that knowledge? Starting from Pautimashya, etc., etc. This is one cause. There is a galaxy of rishis are mentioned. Galaxy of rishis. अच्छा, हाँ. So this is for स्तुति अर्थम, praise. अच्छा, इतने लोग हैं, इतने लोग इन्वॉल्व हैं. और in this is called parampara. Parampara is from top to bottom. It has come to me today. After 100 years also, 1,000 also, million also, it will keep on flowing. And always there will be some seeker somewhere. Seeker will never be over. Acha, हाँ. And second point, what Shankaracharya Bhagwan says in 615th page, Mantraschayam, third line, Mantraschayam Swadhyayartho Japarthascha. Swadhyay means chanting, and Japarth means repeated chanting. It is for chanting. It is for jap. बोली इतना जप करें हम शुरू से लेके आखिरी तक. हाँ, जिसको करना हो कर ले. Well, what will happen? What is the phal? Phal is you have taken mantra Rishi's name, so they will give you knowledge. They will give you knowledge. So this is for Jap, Japarth mantra. So this is good for Parayanam. These mantras are good for Parayanam. If somebody, you may feel that I don't need it. You may feel, but you won't believe. Some people are there, they don't have Rishi Kripa, Guru Kripa. That means either there is no guru in their life, either they don't understand anything. They don't have intellect to understand. That means they have done some path so that the rishi read is not over, and therefore they are not getting opportunity to know the self or for satsang by chanting it repeatedly. Hmm. Biggest thing which removes the path is some kind of jap, and this jap will compensate for rishi rin which I have not paid for. If rin is not there, you won't have guru, you won't have shastra. Even if they are there, you won't understand. Intellectual bluntness may be there, kundata will be there. So these rishis are already there and they will bless entering into your intellect. Remember that? Seven rishis were there on the head. If you remember that in the third Brahman, Shishu Brahman. So therefore their blessings are required. Okay, how many things to add in my puja part? Whole day I will be doing this only. So this is there. इतना पढ़ने में नहीं उतना तो नहीं हो रहा है. Therefore अथवंशः. Remember one thing. देखो स्वामी खंडानंद जी once said, वो बोले हिंदी में कि जब तक शास्त्र में तुमको एक भी बात गलत लगती हो तब तक तुम्हारा ज्ञान अपूर्ण है. In the scriptures, even one thing if you see false, then your knowledge is incomplete. Because something is for some person at some time in some way. It may not be for you, but lot of people have different and varied kind of problems. And because they have done complex actions in the past, because of the complicated actions in the past, the fruit is complicated in their life. And therefore, to compensate for that fruit, there are sadhanas, karma, upasanas prescribed, which you may feel redundant for you, but it is not redundant per se. Everything in the pharmacy is not for you. Only some medicine are for you. But those medicine is not for you doesn't mean they are useless. They have also used their life saving drugs are there. So this is the completion of the sixth Brahman and ultimately completion of this second chapter. अच्छा हाँ? विद्या जपार्थम हाँ जपार्थम mantra. So two purposes are there. So we will complete it and we will say Purnamada. This I am not saying because summary has to be there. Some in gist. Please read. This is this is page 616, last line, where iti we will read the completion. इति श्रीमद् गोविंद भगवत पूज्य पाद शिष्यस्य परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्यस्य श्रीमत् शंकर भगवतः कृतौ बृहदारण्यक उपनिषद भाष्ये द्वितीयोऽध्यायः. So we had seen that. Now I'll give you a quick summary of the 6 chapters, but it will not be long. It will be in nutshell. It will be in encapsulated form. Don't ask long questions in that because we had already covered in so many days. 15 into 3 classes have been held almost. So 45 classes may be there. So you can refer to those classes we have taken in detail. There are 6 Brahman in the second chapter. And the name of the 6 Brahmanas you should know. One is Ajat Shatru Brahman, then is Shishu Brahman, then is Murt Brahman, then after that is huh? Maitreyi Brahman, then after that is this Madhu Brahman, then Vamsh Brahman. All have their own beauty. Never say this Brahman is better, this is not better. Don't say like that. They are building for other thing to be better if you find like that. They are a building block. Therefore, it is all useful. Now, in Ajat Brahman, you know Ajat was the king of Kashi. And to that king of Kashi, Garge was one new brahmachari who came. New brahmachari. So brahmacharis had to give 12, 13 years they study under the teacher and they have to give Guru Dakshina. So they gave Guru Dakshina going to the king and showing and exhibiting what they had learned. So king was happy and giving them some money. This money they will go and give it to Guru. This was a tradition because as a brahmachari before marriage only they can give the money. After marriage, I don't know if they can manage other partner will have or not. And therefore he went to get the money. He said, I will teach you Brahma Vidya. Immediately, Ajashatru, out of his magnanimity, he ordered to give 1,000 cows. He said, everybody is going to Janak and people are running, but you have come to me. That means you must have seen something in life. Always remember one thing. People come to you with some valid hope. Whether you are son, daughter, wife, husband, father, mother, child. Like you came here with the hope that at least I will listen something. Something कुछ अच्छा सुनेंगे. I will pass the time well. I'll delve into the depths. Never, never break anybody's hope. Valid hopes, not egocentric hope. If you are doing rightly, at least if it is based on attachment, you cannot fulfill anybody. I have seen in my life. And therefore, I don't want to fulfill anybody's desire. This thought has gone. किसी को खुश नहीं कर सकते. But if somebody has a valid धार्मिक desire कि हम ऐसा देखना चाहते हैं, he did not disappoint him. Who? Ajat Shatru. Ajat Shatru immediately gave the money, the cows, and he said, okay, teach me. And he started teaching. Garge started teaching Ajat Shatru. And he told about Aditya Upasana. And to break his ego, immediately Ma samvidashtaha. No, no. Only the what upasana you are doing, it is more than that. And he gave two, three attributes of that upasana, and ultimately Gargya surrendered to him, and he told about the Brahma Vidya. And how he told about the Brahma Vidya, they both went to a sleeping person, and sleeping person after waking him up, he said, Jeev goes somewhere because it will come back again. While he is sleeping, he will go somewhere. Jeev, what is there where he goes? Do you know Gargya? Second time he said, nothing, I know. मैं कुछ भी पता नहीं है. At least didn't blame his teacher that my teacher did not teach. Like Shwet Ketu. Shwet Ketu said, my teacher did not teach. Hmm. So then he started teaching about the Jagrit Swapna Sushupti. And in the Sushupti Avastha, ultimately he went to 20th verse or mantra of the first Brahman, and he said that from whom etasmad atmana whole world comes, and from that only it comes out, and into it goes back. And this is Satyasya Satyam. This is the truth of the truth, and this is the secret of the Upanishad. That means from whom the world has come out and it has not changed, that is Abhinna Nimitta Vivarti Upadan Karan. Now, a new term came, Satyam number one, Satyam number two. To explain Satyam number one, second and third Brahmanas was there. Second Brahman was called Shishu Brahman. If you remember, Shishu is the name of the calf. There was a cowshed. In the cowshed, at one corner was the calf tied to the peg. If you remember, the cow was compared, the calf was the shed was compared to the whole body, and at one part of the body, the calf was tied with the peg, and the rope was the food, and all these similes were given. Ultimately, they are trying to do upasana of the pran. Pranu upasana started in the second Brahman. That means all these pran is the name of Satyam number one. Now, going further to get more clarity, he went to Satyam number one in Murta Murt Brahman. In the Murt Brahman, if you remember, Murt were three, Prithvi and Jal and Agni. Prithvi, Jal and Agni. And Amurt was Vayu and Akash. Please scan everything. In your eyes, there should be some clarity. And what was Satyam number one was equated to Murta Murt Srishti. One was visible, other was invisible. Visible and an invisible world, that was called the whole world. This was Satyam number two. Please note, this is still conversation of Ajat Shatru going on. Ajat Shatru occupies three Brahman here. Yagyabal got only one Brahman here. And Atharva Rishi got only one Brahman. The maximum he took that Brahman, Ajat Shatru. Third Brahman. Third Brahman, I think the mantra number and ultimately mantra in 2.1.20 there was one line prana vai satyam. This prana is satyam for the satyam number one. And what was Satyam number one? Murta Murta Prapanch. This visible and invisible Prapanch was Murta Murt. And it and what was Murt? Which was visible, which was perishable, and which was limited. These three things were there. One was Sat, other was Tyam. Satyam. So Sat was the Murt, Tyam was the Amurt. But whole thing purpose was to negate. And again, the Brahman came to a beautiful point by telling that this cannot be truth. Why? Because it is changing, because it is anitya, because it is coming and going, because it is having a adarshan in between, not seen. In Virat is not seen. In Pralay, Murt and Amurt both disappears. Therefore, if it is false, there must be Adhishtan. After negating that, what remains is Satyam. Niti Niti twice was mentioned. बोले हाँ कुछ सुना है नीति के बारे में कभी सुना था in some yug this word had come last satyug so this was 2.3.6 important verse 2.3.6 it was written neti neti and iti words had two meanings we had seen neti neti one neti was for murt one neti was for amurt another way to explain neti neti was said that jagat mithya brahma satyam जीवो ब्रह्मेति नापर ब्रह्म सत्यम जगन मिथ्या जीवो ब्रह्मेति नापर दिस फेमस लाइन was given by this brahman मूर्ता मूर्त ब्राह्मण आई होप यू आर कैचिंग इट थोड़ा सा याद कर लो बोले हाँ याद आ रही है हाँ याद आ गया बोले हाँ एंड व्हाई द ट्रुथ वाज नेति बिकॉज anything what you can speak is only about five things you can talk about. Something which is traditional, rudhi, something which has gunam. Don't forget these things were told. Some things which has sambandh, something which has jati, and something which has kriya. There only there is words can travel. The truth does not have either of the five. I had seen it in detail. It is not popularly known like a sun, neither it is a jati, neither it has a quality, neither it has any action, neither it is jija or sala or somebody. So, sambandh. So, because of these five things, there is no possibility of, you cannot say truth is like this. If you cannot define it, you cannot objectify it. This was mentioned by Niti Neti. And if you remember, Ajat Shatru said this is the best definition of truth. If you remember. Following that, Hamali yaar aa raha hai ab? It had gone into subconscious, now it is coming into conscious. इतना कहाँ याद रहेगा कि नीति नीति, जब उस समय रहता है वी फील इट वेरी कंफर्टेबल, आफ्टर फ्यू डेज वी फॉरगेट, dust comes into it. Then next Brahman came, which was called Maitreyi Brahman. Maitreyi Brahman started with the sannyas of Yagyavalkya. Yagyaval going to sannyas, and the mahima of sannyas was mentioned. Na karmana na prajaya danena tyage naike amritatva manashuhu pared nakam nihitam guhayam vibraja detat yatayo vishante वेदांत विज्ञान सुनिश्चितार्था संन्यास योगाद्यतय शुद्ध सत्वा etc etc. This is from Mahanarayanopanishad and Kaivalyopanishad. This mantra comes in both the Upanishad. You can see in Mahanarayanopanishad also is there. So Muhammad sannyas lene ja rahe hain. Why? Because he wanted to dwell upon the teaching, not that he was not knowing anything. Difference. Then he called his wife, called Maitreyi. He said, see, before I go, I am distributing the wealth so that you have no relation with other wife called Katyayani. No relation means no tussle, no rift. There is no nothing, because she can't hold you responsible after that. Therefore, I want to give the wealth. It was quite a lot of wealth. And then Maitreyi asked this question that will I get immortality, Amritatva, I will get with this wealth. And then famous line Yagyavalk told, Amritatvam tu nashasti vittena. By money, this immortality you cannot get. Ten aham kim kuryam yen amritam nasyam. This is the golden lines of Maitreyi. She said, she was Brahmavadini, what I will do if I don't get immortality? I don't want it. What you know, you tell me. And this is where Yagyavalk started the teaching from fifth mantra onwards. Please bring in front of your mind. You will have a panoramic view. This is called panoramic view. Oh, not in portrait, it's landscape. Yes. So first thing he proved Atma was Paramanand Roop by saying that everything loves you for his self. Second thing, what he said, that in the sixth mantra, Atma is in the form of everything. Then seventh, eighth, ninth was Manan. Tenth was no, seventh, eighth, nine was seventh, eighth, nine was the sthiti sthan. Tenth was the srishti sthan, and 11th, 12th was the lay sthan. To tell that everything is not different than Atma. We had given sufficient time. So Atma is the material and the efficient cause. That means whatever we see will be the Atma. Then he talked about Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. And Yagyavalk had coined the word that one is Vigyan Ghan, Anantam, Aparam, Vigyan Ghanam. Remember that is will not die. But he also said, when this person will leave the body, the consciousness will be not there. Then Maitri had posed a question. You are contradicting, you are deluding me. So as husband, wife tiffs, he said, I'm not deluding you. So and then he he explained again the difference between functional consciousness and general consciousness. Functional consciousness is that which comes through a medium. I give you the example of the mirror reflecting general sunlight and sunlight reflecting through a mirror. Oh. So this you heard. Acha, in this also to tell that whole world has come from him, fire example was given. And to tell it is established, Dundubi example, the Veena example, and the Shankh example was given. And to tell about the last sthan of a sansari, the example of sleep was given, and the last sthan of a Jnani, example of ocean was given. Salt and ocean was there. So in this particular, ultimately explaining the specific consciousness. Dvaitam Iv word was used in the 14th mantra, Dvaitam Iv. And after telling about the general consciousness that there is no Kaha, Kin, Kam Pashe, Kaha, Kin, Kam Jigre. So refuting the trio where knowledge is without knower and known, that was mentioned. And ultimately it was said that that which because of which all things are known, that cannot be known by any such thing. Vijnataram ken vijanyat. Who can know the Vijnataram? So in this particular beautiful and very popular Maitri, people take this portion of Brihadaranyaka sometime for Yagya, etc. Only this portion, Maitri Yagyaval. In this, you can write 2.4.5, 2.4.6, 2.4.10, 2.4.12, 2.4.14. These five mantras are important. And very earlier one, 2.3.6. And first one, 2.1.20. 2.1.20. That was important. Okay, okay. If you remember, in the Shishu Brahman portion, there were two examples, three examples were given. One was the calf was compared. Calf. Second example, in the eyes, the rishis were doing upasana of the total in the one whole eyes, Sapt Rishi, through certain devata, they were offering this, including capillaries, the people part, pupil, the white part, to the main pran. Thinking it's a mental offering. And also, upside down, one pot was there, whose mouth was at the bottom in Shishu Brahman. And in that Saptarishi were there, Gyan is there, and inside that pot, Somras was there. That Somras was all the knowledge, Apara and Para, all the knowledge that you have, that was there. That was the example. That was the Upasana done for the main Prana. I hope you remember that. That was in the Shishu Brahman. Then last Brahman we have been continuing, and this is called Madhu Brahman. This Madhu Brahman, you heard first 14 mantras. We are telling about only one point: world is interdependent. Jeev is in the Jeev is interdependent on Adidev, Adhibhut, and Adhyatma. Upkari Upkarak Bhav is there. And wherever Upkarak Bhav is there, the center of that should be Adhishthan, which is different then. If A is depending on B, B is depending on A, so A and B will have a both are unreal. Both are unreal, and they have a one substratum which is neither, on which A and B are superimposed. Body is from karm, karm is for body. Then again, karm is for body, body to karm. Here, cause is the effect of the effect, effect is the cause of cause. Therefore, you can't get a real cause to something here. So don't ask when did the first man came, when first Jeev came, when first karm came, why did God create the world? These questions are not right, because all are assuming the truthful of time. And time, you are if you are saying time is true, who told you time is true? To say it creation, you are supposing prior non-existent. Nothing was prior non-existent. So any question in the realm of ignorance will not have a cause after a long time. You can't get the cause. Why? Because it is inexplicable. You can't get a cause. Means there is no such cause like that. बेवकूफी का कोई कारण नहीं होता. I told you, Swami Ram Tirth was a 5-year-old boy in Punjab school. One inspector came. He said, stand up. His name was Tirth Ram. Tirth Ram, stand up. 5 plus 5, he said 8. He said, who taught you? He said, mistakes are not taught. It doesn't have a cause. किसी ने गुस्सा करना सिखाया नहीं था, लेकिन गुस्सा आता है. किसी ने कैसे काम आता है इसको सिखाया नहीं था, काम आता है. जेलिसी सिखाई नहीं जाती, जेलिसी आती है. हाँ बोले ऐसे गुस्सा किया करो, जब कोई ऐसे करे गर्म हो जाया करो. Nobody taught you to be angry. Nobody taught you to be, बोले ऐसा सैड होने की टैक्टिक्स बताते हैं. Sadness increasing coaching. Sadness increasing course. There is no such course. because it is all, anything which is in ignorance will not have a cause for a long time. I hope you have explained it very time, and therefore whole world is mithya because they are interdependent. Existence of one is dependent on other, but that existence is dependent on this. A is depending on B, B depending on A. Then who is real, A or B? Both are interdependent, and therefore they must be based on common substratum truth on which A and B are superimposed. We have seen that many times. हाँ हम थक गए भाई बहुत थक गए अच्छा so and therefore that atma sanghatasya pararthatvat you had heard so the cause of the whole world will be something in which there is no part of the world, no part of the world. ध्यान देके सुनना. Every one part of the car is not for another car. Car is for something else. And that Atma should be Chetan, that should be Drishta, that should be without space, that should be without time, that should be without object, and that is called Atma. Ultimately, in last four mantras, you saw Sarvatma Bhava was mentioned, and and the glory of Brahma Vidya, the Dhyang Rishi, and Ashwinav Kumar. These two were glorified, and the Brahma Vidya was glorified in that. And then Mahavakya was mentioned. याद आ रहा है सब कुछ बोलिए अभी अभी वाला याद आ रहा है पिछले वाला भूल गया अभी वाला तो वेरी फ्रेश पिछला वाला जहाँ शत्रु शिशु ब्राह्मण आई फॉरगॉट you only told me Shishu Brahman. I thought some Shishu was Brahman. So then last was Vamsh Brahman. In, in that Vamsh Brahman, you had only three mantras, three mantras, so innocent looking mantras, and that is for Vidya Stutyartham and Japartham cha. It is for Jap also. So if anybody thinks that somebody is not able to get, bluntness is more, or he feels in my life gurus have not come, or a knowledge is I'm not able to understand anything, then it is advisable you please invoke that grace. You will not believe very few people have subtlety to understand and abide, and very few have opportunity for satsang. In your house, hardly anybody has opportunity what you must be having. So, because not because they did not get a sanyog around them, their karma were not that great as yours. Their punya was not that much. Some situation will come and throw them apart. They will dissociate that. So संजोग वियोग में बदल जाएगा. This is what the paap karma does. So therefore, to increase that, to get out of that rishi rin, out of the five rin, this chanting is preferred by Shankaracharya. Bhagwan is for jap, not for understanding. This is how we conclude the chapter 2, which is one of the most beautiful chapter, and your perception about Brihadaranyaka would have changed now. The first day when you took the book, it was a book, but now it's like a god in you. So keep this book. Next year we will have, by God's grace, next chapter, and we'll see third, fourth chapter, what is ever there, where, when, how, we'll see. We'll plan it accordingly. But first chapter was held in 2019. Then COVID, etc. came. So we had to cancel it in 2020. In April, we had taken a dates. I think you also remembering. So it got cancelled in April. COVID had come. So swasti va paraya tamsa parasta. Born voyage on this journey towards the self. This comes in Upanishad only. Revise, retain, and realize, and get free from all sorrows. Hari Om, Hari Om. पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि